go. Here we go. Yo. This is the race DTX. I'm in the building with my guy, my man Javante Ham. You know what I'm saying? At the Melanoid Exchange. We just coming off our second episode. This season 2, episode 3. The race. Holla at him, Javante.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Man, how you doing, man? We out here in Houston, baby. We out here in Houston.
H-Town down. What they say, right?
That's what they
man,
say,
how y'all
man.
doing? Just introduce myself. Like I said, like he just told y'all, my name is Javante Ham, CEO and co-founder of Melanoid Exchange, author of the best-selling novel, The Hood Scholar. That's just a little bit about me. I ain't gonna get into too much before the interview, but yeah, y'all know I'm here.
No, we like it, man. We like it. That's what's up, man. So, bro, how is it? How does it feel to be an entrepreneur, man? We've been rapping here about 5 to 10 minutes or so about all that. How's it feel, man?
Man, I feel blessed. First off, can't forget that. All glory to God. But it feel busy, to be honest. It feel busy. Feel like the day don't never stop. Feel like it's never enough time, much time in the day. Just feel like we running a race, and just realizing that it is a marathon, how people always say. But I'm glad to be in it. I think that it's nothing like it. I feel like it's interesting, it's interesting. Every day, we don't know what's gonna come at you. And I love it though. I love it though, to say the least though.
Yeah, most definitely. So where you come from, bro? Where and what you about? Where you come from? I know Florida, right?
Yeah, I'm from Broward County, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay.
I'm out of the projects, Driftwood. That's my hood. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
where I'm from. A lot of people probably know Broward County at. Home Kodak Black. He put us on the map. But yeah, that's my city.
Yeah, shout out Kodak Black. Ace Hood
Shout
from
out
out of there
Kodak,
too,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Hood.
Ace
I rock
Hood.
with Ace Hood.
Ace Hood, Kodak. I don't know. A lot of people probably familiar with Jack Boy now. A lot of people, it's about 25, 15, 20 minutes from Miami as well. So
Yeah.
it's a close knit, but it's different, but it's the same thing. We call it the crib. So if you from Lauderdale, you from Miami, Palm Beach, we call all of that
Okay.
crib.
Is it Pompano? Is
Yeah,
that
so
around there?
Pompano is in Broward. You feel me?
Okay,
So
okay.
Pompano probably like 10. It's different from Houston, So in Houston you might have Humble, Spring, all of that stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like Lauderdale is like Pompano, but it's really only like 10 minutes away. So, but it's so like close knit that people who be in Lauderdale, and the people who be in Pompano be in Pompano. But it's
sure.
like a suburb. They all suburbs of the same place, pretty much.
I hear it. That's what's up, bro. I hear a lot of good things, from cats out there. It's a lot of good football to be played out there too, as well.
Hey, yes, sir. Yes, sir, the best, to be honest. I don't know if y'all know, I'm a former football player.
That's what I was touching on.
I
Yeah.
don't speak on it too much now, but
The glory days.
2013 Broward County Player of the Year, and that's say a lot. That's say a lot.
No, that's a lot, dog.
lot.
So let's get into that, man. Like, I know the PV, that's your school. Shout out to the Zoo Boys.
Yeah,
you
man.
Know what
Yo.
I mean? Yo, Dean too. My God,
Yeah,
Marcus
man.
Young, man.
Yeah,
Just
man.
went on ahead and made that connection.
Shout out Dean, man. It's a real one, man. He a real one.
So I was, kind of reading a little bit on you, the Melanoid Exchange and all of that, brother. So what ended up getting you out here to Texas, or how did that work out for you?
So I actually ended up getting out here to Texas by way of football. So like I said, I was 2013. I was the Broward County Player of the Year, and
Yeah.
a lot of people probably it was a lot of controversy going on. They were saying that I was supposed to go to a bigger school and things in that nature, but
Yeah.
I feel like God placed me here for a reason.
Yeah.
I got a scholarship to Prairie View A&M University, and it was like probably 2 weeks before signing day. And I had two friends that came out here to Prairie View. Didn't really know too much about it, man, but I had my eyes set on big D1 scholarship, and so
I hear that.
just
I mean, how did that affect you or take a play on you? You know what I'm saying? Because I know ball was probably a
it's number one.
lifelong
It was
thing.
number one. It was number one. Yeah, man. Honestly, man, I felt like I had I sold myself short, and not in the sense that I didn't work hard, anything like that, but it was like me. I was like big D1 or die, and that's really how I felt, man. I remember myself.
And that's what it be like with
Yeah,
athletes, though.
most definitely,
You know what I
man.
mean?
Most definitely, man. I remember myself like just crying, like to myself.
Yeah.
I remember really crying, like, dang, I'm not going D1, like.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the people, like I said, I was the Broward County Player of the Year, so I'm like, I'm like, I had won the award over Dalvin Cook, Sonny Michelle. Like, I had won the award over
Drop them
them.
names.
Yes, man. So I had won the award over them, and I'm just like, I'm going to PV, like
Yeah.
you feel me? I'm like, so
Yeah.
I really was kind of down on myself, and I really didn't understand what God was doing at the time, man. But as I fast forward about what I could say, 6, 7 years later, man, he had a plan. He had a plan
had a
that
plan
I
for
didn't.
you.
I didn't know nothing about this plan. You know,
Yeah.
I was thinking even when I got the PV, when I signed the PV, I was like, well, you know what? It's so crazy because it's a story that I always like. I don't know if you read my book, man, but I always talk about how
I'm gonna get into it.
yeah,
I'm gonna get into it for sure.
I always get like the hard route, you know. So when I got here, you know, they was like, yeah, it was like 2 weeks before signing day. So 2 weeks before signing day, he was passing by because I told you one of my homeboys had went to PV.
Yeah.
And he was passing by. He like, man, who film is that? Who he committed to? This, that, then the
Yeah.
third. And so once he was doing that, he saw my film and he was like, man, I gotta get you to PV.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, what y'all is? He was like, D1 AA. I'm like, well, I guess that's still D1. So
Yeah.
he like, man, I can't make no promises. And so he hit me back. He was like, yeah, man, I got some good news. I got some bad news. And so he was like, got a scholarship for you. I got a scholarship. And we got one more scholarship, and it's down to you and another dude, another cat, man, another running back named Arthur Lockett. And he told me that it was down to me and Arthur, you know, and he showed me Arthur film, and me just being a dog. And I looked at his film, I say, whoa. You feel me? He really liked that too. He really was like that too.
Yeah.
And
Where was he out of?
He was out of Yates. He was out of
Okay.
Yates. And
Okay.
it's so crazy
Houston.
that he ended up, Houston, man. That ended up being one of my best friends in college, man. It's so crazy
That's
how things work, man. But so the scholarship got down to me and him, and it's so crazy that they chose him.
Yeah.
They chose him for the scholarship, and then 2-3 days later, he called me back. He said, "Man, what's your GPA?" And I had a good GPA, so
Yeah.
I think my GPA was on a 4.0
Did you get
scale. I
the
had like a
scholarship?
3.7, 4.2 on a
He was able to give you an
5.0.
academic or something?
And he gave me an academic scholarship,
go,
and,
bro.
football paid for half of it. And so,
Yeah.
man, I was like, man, it was either that or go D2, and I was like, sign me up, I'm ready to go. But it was a
go.
catch to it. It was a catch to it, and he was like, man, you got to be an engineering major. And I'm like, what? I wanted to be a criminal justice major. I just had it set up.
Law school maybe or
Nah, I was like, I used to like watching, what was it called?
CSI?
Yeah, like CSI shows and stuff. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna be a crime scene detective, all of that. So that was the plan, and I knew I was gonna coast through that because, like I said, man, I always been smart. And then he was like, well, you got to be an engineering major, and I'm like, what you mean, an engineering major? And he like, that's the only way you could come here. So just sign up, you know.
Yeah.
I signed up, and he was like, what type of engineering? And he told me, he was like, mechanical, computer. I didn't know nothing about no engineering. I never had even heard of engineering before. And he was like,
You sound like me, fam, because I mean, you know, we in the same field in the sense,
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying, Department of Defense, Aerospace, and when I'm reading, you know what I'm saying, through your bios and little
Right.
stuff like that I'm picking up throughout the internet and stuff like that, it's like, bro, you done came through a lot of like just it's not controversy just a word, but just push through a bunch, bro.
Adversity.
Adversity. And that's wild, fam. So just segueing into that from college, playing football, all of that. I mean, at this point in time, we balling out in school. You know what I'm saying? So we still
Balling.
trying to get to the league, or did your mind start to kind of flip? All right, I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? Maybe go into the corporate realm at this point, or what was the direction, or what was going on with it?
Man, when I first started balling, I waited my little turn, and I got my chance. I was a redshirt freshman. I ended up being that man at PV as a redshirt freshman.
Shout out
And
to
then
you, bro.
turn of times came, so my head coach got fired. And so we got a brand new head coach, and man, and me and him just never just clicked. And so the coaches who brought me in, they got fired. And so it's a funny story how I got into the corporate realm. I'm finna give you the whole rundown. So
Let me hear it.
so fast forward, okay, now it's my sophomore year. He's come and say, well, it's 3 seniors in front of you. He bringing in his own recruits. He said, well, they seniors, so I need you to wait. So I had to wait, man. I pretty much rode the bench for a whole year. I rode the bench for a whole year when he came, and then I got my chance my junior year. And me and him just never got along. He didn't like my style of running, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but honestly, I
Because
think-
you ate?
yeah,
He said,
I
'cause I'm
ate,
gonna
and And the thing is I'm just like unapologetically myself, you know. And if I see something wrong, I'm gonna tell him about it. But I'm a person of my craft, and so going through that, fast forwarding through that, man, me and him
I'm
never
gonna
got.
touch on that though real quick, bro. What you just said, man, that's a lot of what life is kind of bringing to the surface for all of us as far as black people. You know, I'm very much so my own person too, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm doing here, you know, with the podcast and all of that. And just hearing your story and all of that, brother, that's love, man. I just want to, you know, as another black man, kudos,
Man, I
you know?
appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. Like we gotta be now, and especially in this day and age, man. We can't shut our mouth. We can't shut our mouth. You know, I think it's very important now that if we see something wrong, we got to say it and we got to speak on it. No matter
Yeah,
who it is who doing it, we got to speak on it. And I saw some things that I
yeah,
didn't think was right, and I started speaking on them. Man, I don't know if a lot of people know, man. College football is like politics. It's just like
yeah,
politics. So if you say the wrong thing, my head coach was my running back coach, and so since we was getting into it, I wasn't playing, and so it came down to a point to where we ended up beefing, man, beefing real hard,
tough.
and I ended up losing my scholarship. I ended up losing my scholarship. Having a man, and after that, man, I just spiraled out of control. Spiraled out of control. Got back to myself and being a product of my environment, like what we just talked about in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Just kind of really just like losing myself in college, and I started feeling like I was back in Lauderdale. Truth be honest, man, I started running. Had some of my people come up from down home, and we just started just running plays,
Yeah,
and we was just like got back into our old ways. Like it's like, man, from the stuff that I was doing in high school before I fell in love with football, kind of fell back right in touch with those same people. And now we was just in Houston, and we was just, I honestly had pretty much just had lost all my faith, man. I wasn't living by the word, really wasn't doing anything, man. Really just started running my own race, and
yeah,
ended up losing my scholarship, like I said, and going to jail out here, man, crashing, and really about to burn. Really
yeah.
wasn't
So
about.
what was this about? Junior year, you say, or
Yeah,
senior
yeah,
year?
about
Okay.
junior year,
Yeah,
So the last semester of my junior year, matter of fact, and I actually always tell my wife, man, that I was contemplating about giving up, and so I used to really be scamming. So that was my hustle.
yep,
So
yep,
I was eating, and so I was like, man, you know what? I don't really need school no more. And this was a
yeah,
pivotal moment. I was like, I'm about to quit school. Like I don't really need this, man. I can do this for the rest of my life,
yep,
and that's kind of that's
and really do something with
and
it.
but that was my mindset. But not looking back on, it, I'm like, man, I'm glad that God didn't let me do that, man.
Yeah,
I ended up getting like a 1.7 or something that semester, and I was really just about, I didn't care about school no more. And
yeah.
so something crazy happened, man. I ended up figuring out that I had a baby on the way, and
Okay.
then it's like boom, a light bulb went off in my head, and now I'm like,
Got to do something different.
I gotta do something different. And when I
Yeah,
started opening up, and I'm just like, dang, now everything that I was doing started just drawing up. And
yeah,
that's like I said, I had lost my scholarship. And so, man, I'm like, what am I gonna do out here? I'm out here, no scholarship. The semester before,
yeah,
I'm about to flunk out of school. I
yeah.
don't have no scholarship no more. And now it's like,
Ain't too
man,
much plan that can
it's not,
happen from this point
it's
on.
not,
So,
man. And
so did you? What was laid out in front of you? Like, I mean, how did it all just start to shake out, bro?
man, nothing was laid out in front of me, bro. Like no, I'm so serious, bro. Like I had lost my scholarship, bro. I lost my scholarship. That was one route. I
Yeah,
had school. That
yeah,
route was about to close up for me, and I had a baby on the way, and so I had to make a conscious decision, man. And I just started going to church. The church that I just came from right now, I just started going to church. And so, man, I met with this guy who be praying at the church, man. His name was Reverend Odom, and he prayed a pivotal role, and he the reason why I just came from the church just now.
yeah.
And he just started telling me, you know,
You a
like
good
it's,
brother, brother Odom.
man, he a
Shout
good
out
brother,
you,
man. He
dog.
a good brother, man.
Yeah,
And he just started telling me, like, man, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Just keep praying. Just keep praying.
yeah,
So I started praying, man, and I just started praying, and just smaller things now coming to effect. And so, I had to go to the dean of engineering, man, to see if I could get an academic
yeah.
scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he was like, man, nah, we ain't got nothing for you. And so I went back, and I kept going back, and I stayed persistent. And he ended up giving me a scholarship, man. I ended up getting a refund, so I didn't need football no more.
Yeah.
So I ended
Okay.
up And once I lost my scholarship, I still
That's all of this is major. That's major. Like it might be small to some folks,
man.
but that's major. Like that's a light opening up. So I see it. I see it.
And once I got that back, man, the whole thing was in this whole time span. He was like, "Well, you got to work to get your scholarship back." And I worked and I did everything, and I had ended up getting back. And he was like, "Man, well, if you show that you committed." So after I stopped doing what I was doing, man, I committed myself back to football.
Yeah.
And so I gave it my all for that summer, and that's when I was like, man, I'm finna go all in. I'm back on it, you know.
I'm on.
And so we got into it again. And so, man, at that pivotal point, man, I was like, well, I got this baby on the way, and for me to graduate on time, I got to take 24 hours. I got to take 18 hours full credit at PV, and I got to take 3 hours at.
Oh, you a dog like that too,
Man,
huh?
bro,
In that classroom too,
bro,
huh?
Bro, I'm telling you, the hood scholar, bro.
Yeah.
But it really came out of me, and pressure bust pipes. That's what I believe, man. I had to. I had a daughter on the way, bro. And what I told myself is that she not finna care about any of this that I'm going through right now. So I got to do it. I had to take that full course load at PV. I had to take a course at Lone Star Community College, and I had to take a course at UC College Irvine, paying all of that out of pocket. And so, man, I got a job. I went in. I quit football. I quit that same time, and I quit football because I'm like, man. He started playing again, so I'm like, man, this not doing nothing for my life.
You was weighing it all out though.
Weighing it all out, bro. And a lot of people, man, had controversy with my decision because they like, man, well, you a quitter, you this, you that. But I'm like, man, y'all don't understand what I got on the line right here, man. I got a real life daughter about to be born.
Yeah.
And so I really had to go into grind mode, and I went in grind mode for 6 months, man. I went and got a job. I went and got 2 jobs.
Yeah.
I was working at the Willowbrook Mall at Sears, and I was working at the Best Buy across the street. Didn't have in the same day when I was going to my first day of work, man, my car broke down. So I ain't had no car. I got to get from PV to Houston every single day, man. And like when we start talking again, we talking about adversity. And so got back down on my knees, man, and he continued to make a way, man. And let's say after them 6 months of grinding, I want to say ended up graduating, man. Ended up graduating and getting that dream job, man. And that's kind of how I got into the aerospace industry.
That's dope, man. Just that little whole piece right there is dope, man, because I think, or no, not that I think, I know, you know what I mean? Like just myself, you know, a lot of other brothers, you know what I mean? Like when the chips is down, you know what I'm saying? You start feeling yourself lose that faith, and you know, you do or you don't have that mentor that comes around. Most of the time, you know, like if it's going to be a story of wins, it's going to be something that kind of shows its light or shines its face, or, you know, push you on the right track, or just give you a little bit more faith or a little bit more power or push behind what you had going on. So, oh man, it's beautiful, and it's a blessing to hear that. So then you went on ahead and you moved into the corporate realm, you know what I'm saying? At this point in time, you had your daughter within about that time frame too, or
Yeah,
how did
man.
that end up working out?
So I ended up having my daughter, man, and I'm thinking, hey, man, I done made it. I made it, man. I got the job. Moved out to Fort Worth, man. Had a nice apartment, on a luxury apartment, man. I'm making about $75,000 a year. You know, I'm feeling like I'm the man now. You know, and little did I know, man, that me and my baby mama was gonna break up, and another storm was about to come, you know. So I don't really want to get into what happened, but it went sour, you know. So it went sour, man, and the chips were stacked against me again, and so had to live out there away from my daughter, you know. I think we broke up when my daughter was like 2 months or 6 months old or something like that. I don't even really remember, man, but another storm came by, man. Another form of adversity, and now it's time to stack them chips again, man. And so now they asking me what I'm gonna do, you know. And like I said, man, I thought I was gonna thrive, so I wanted to be the best in corporate, just like I wanted to be the best in anything else. So I started grinding.
Yep.
And that's what started the corporate realm right there, man. That's how I got into it.
Yeah. So, were you a part of you were an engineer, so were you a part of NSBE or anything like that? National Society of Black Engineers?
Yeah, actually was, man. Actually was.
What's y'all region out here? What's the region out
here? I don't know. I was doing the NSBE through the job. I
Oh,
was
okay,
I
that's
was
cool. That's cool.
yeah,
That's right on.
I was doing Nesby through the job, man. I was going to all the little happy hours and all of that. I was just
Yeah,
glad to see some black people, man,
black
because
folk. Yeah,
I had to really like I was telling you
you gotta
before we
adjust
started it.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was a whole different world. You know, I was transitioning myself from out of the streets into that, man, and it
And
was
and that's a whole different form of the streets or just it's a different world. It's a different world when you sitting around them tables like these, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing but your, melanated face at them tables or whatever the case is. And then I'm sure you was one of the youngest cats, in the
most
room.
definitely
So it just really don't be too much connection when it come to,
none
being in them
whatsoever.
corporate spots and them positions. And it do get to, you get to feeling them moments of just feeling alone or you know what I'm saying, it don't really feel like they want me here, you know what I mean? So I dig that too, man.
Man, you knocked it right on the head, man. Most definitely feeling uncomfortable,
Yeah.
really uncomfortable, but in a sense of saying that, I'm trying to get to the top, and I started looking at the top when I was, you know how they had a little org chart
Hmm.
at the thing, and so I started looking at the top, and I'm seeing that nobody looks like me,
Yeah.
and then another light bulb went off in my head, like what am I gonna do? And that's when I started game planning again, man, because I thought that was gonna be the end all be all.
I hear you.
And that first day when I walked into that job, I said, hey, one day I'm going to be the CEO. And that was my mindset that I went in there with.
Yeah.
And then once I started seeing that and started talking to everybody, they saying, well, you ain't going to do that. You might as well can that right now,
Yeah.
and,
Hmm.
at first I was like, well, y'all don't know what y'all talking about, and then when I started seeing the politics of it, I'm like, well, okay, that's why they saying that.
Yeah, because you seeing what it really is, you know what I'm saying? Like you seeing the glass ceiling for
Glass
real.
ceiling for real,
And them
man.
letting you know, hey, we ain't gonna let you know what I'm
No,
saying, touch nothing nowhere closer near, what you thinking, you know what I
man,
mean?
you're a
And
capo.
they can have you running them laps too.
Most definitely.
So
Most definitely, man. Most definitely.
no, that's real. So I mean, just with your professional acumen and all of that, how do you feel like that plays into your business right now, and like what happened with the transition between the corporate world and all of that?
So I'll start off with the second question that you just asked me. The
Okay.
transition from me having that 9 to 5 and then transitioning into my business. And so with that, I just started, like I told you, man, I just started working as hard as I could there. And so I saw that they had a tuition reimbursement program, and I just wanted to start challenging myself. And so I was like, well, I can go and get my master's, like
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
get my
Because you
master's.
did, yeah, you got your
Yeah,
masters
man,
too,
I
brother.
went and got my master's, but I went and got my master's while I was working at the job. And
Yeah.
so I just was trying to find time because I was out there by myself. I didn't have my lady, I didn't have my daughter, I didn't have nobody. So I'm just out there just trying to pass time. So I started doing that, and all of this stuff was starting to happen. Another storm in my life starting to go down with me and my daughter, mother, and all of that stuff, man. And
Yeah.
so we really just started. I started
I'm a
right.
father too, so I
Oh,
understand.
okay. So you already know, bro.
I'm already knowing.
You already know, bro. So all of that stuff started going, and I just needed some therapy, bro. So I just started writing, and I started writing when I was at the job, bro. I just started writing little tidbits and things. And three months later, I saw that I had a novel, and I wrote the whole novel while I was at work. And
Wow,
so
that's crazy, man. Because I've been hearing a constant with that. You know what I'm saying? Authors and just how they kind of I know there are some people who are like, all right, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna write a book or I'm a writer and this is what I do. But with some of the authors that I've been coming across lately, ones who are, I would say, are, more black or, more geared towards us and stuff like that. I hear about them kind of having books where it's like they just started writing and it just kind of turned or manifested into a book. So that was the next kind of transition in the move, you would say?
well, yeah, that was kind of transition, but I was still working at that time, and
Okay.
so that's kind of when I seen it. Like I had wrote the whole book at the job, and I was doing my all of my work
Your work, yeah.
at job, and nobody never noticed. And I'm like, what am I really doing? Like nobody even noticed that I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm still getting my work done. And I just started asking people, and even my boss, man. I'm like, man, like, do you feel like you maxing out here? And he really was just honest, like with me, and like, man, I like, nah. Everybody just kind of playing the same game. Everybody really like on their phone watching Netflix and doing all this stuff, and I'm just like, man,
And for somebody like you, I'm already understanding that ain't even
That's not finna cut it, man. Not at all. I mean, the money was good. Like if I could sit back and make six figures from watching Netflix all day, but then I'm a big I say that I got a big thing about it that I like my time, man. And so I feel like, man, if I'm sitting here doing this, and then I start looking at those things what cross the stream. Lockheed Martin signs $1 billion contract with so and so
Yeah, you
every
start
single
hearing,
day. And so
you start hearing about the money they touching and what you might be worth or where you can. I hear you,
and
dog.
so
I hear you.
that kind of propelled me, man. And then man, I just God gave me a series of things started happening, man, and He just propelled me to do that jump. And then it was a huge jump, man. I thought I had about 15,000 saved in my 401k because I only had been working for like a year or so.
Yeah,
And
and
so
that 401k match is top of
yeah,
the industry.
exactly. Because and that's off of 1 year. So
Yeah,
I'm thinking that was gonna be my life savings. So I took that out and I jumped.
yeah.
I took that out and I jumped, man, and that's kind of how I got into the entrepreneurship world right there, man. I took a leap of faith and then I jumped.
It just went on ahead and did it.
And
That's
when I
what's
went on
up.
ahead and
So
did it, man.
so from book to Melanoid Exchange, then how did that end up rolling, or how did that end up working out for you?
So 2 days after I quit the job, man, let me tell you how God worked. My lady, my wife right here, man, she
Shout out to the wifey.
shout out to her. Shout out to her, man. But 2 days later, man, she ended up dropping a tweet like, "Oh, my husband created an app, this, that, and the third." At this time when I quit, man,
Uh-huh.
nobody seen the vision. I was begging people to get on the app, all things in that nature, man. I was telling people about it. We had went to Forbes. People, nobody wasn't really feeling it, But
Yeah.
we had a vision though.
Yeah.
And so she dropped a tweet, man. The tweet got over 1 million impressions, man. And it's like, man, it just was like God did it. It's like, man, after that, everything just kind of just started taking off, and then that's just how we started rolling, man. I was selling my book, I was doing that, man. I quit the job, I moved to Houston, and that's kind of
And
how
it's all been history at this
that's
point,
kind
huh?
of how the journey got started, man.
Yeah. So I'm gonna touch back on the book one more time. So what does the book entail? Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because I want people to grab that. I'm gonna grab me a copy too.
Most definitely. So the book is called The Hood Scholar. The book is called The Hood Scholar. It's actually on sale right now on Amazon for $9.99. So grab it before we got a lot of things planned. My birthday on October 28th, about a month from today, and we got a lot of things that's going on with that. I can't really speak on it yet, but it's
Yeah.
most definitely some things that's coming along with the book. But while it's on sale right now, I most definitely encourage y'all to go and grab it. And so the book is called The Hood Scholar.
What does that mean to you? Like, what's the hood scholar? I mean something to me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I
for
feel like
sure.
I honestly feel like I'm the hood scholar, man, because like how you just heard a lot of the adversity that I faced, and that's just talking about from college to that, man. If we want to start talking about from when I was, a baby to, growing up in the projects to seeing the stuff that I seen and living how I lived and all of that stuff and just overcoming that and still being able to balance those two. Like I can go and sit in a room full of corporate people and I could go and sit in a room full of the hood and neither one of those sides gonna look at me,
Any
look
differently?
any differently. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be the life of the room. Any room that I step into, I feel like that's a gift, that's a gift that not a lot of people have. I know it's a hand select full of people who can kind of fit in both environments, and that's kind of why I title myself the Hood Scholar, man. Because even though where I come from, people really don't go out and get degrees. People don't graduate high school. People don't get degrees. People don't get master's degree. People don't start companies. People don't start $1 million companies. So
Yeah.
I kind of tailor myself as the Hood Scholar when
How do you stay true to both sides? How you know?
man,
I can relate.
I just be me, bro. I
Yeah.
just be me, honestly, man. I try not to fake it. I try not to fake it. When
Sound like you stand on a lot of your shit too.
yeah,
you know
man,
what I'm saying?
you got to. But like in certain rooms, you may have to bend, kind of bend the rules a little bit depending
Yeah.
on where you at, man. But my wife kind of
And that's the gift though.
she seen me when I go home. She like, well, you like, and I'm like, it's me,
Yeah.
it's me. I can't fake it when I'm home. I just get right back in my natural element, and when I'm in there, like I don't know, man. They just stick to me. They just stick to me because I feel like those corporate people, they see the realness and they see the hustle because
Yeah.
me and her,
It's
man.
so some authenticity, but just behind it all. I mean, obviously you way authentic, but just even with people who can't even identify with you as being a young black engineer and in the same room as them or whatever the case may be, it's just the authenticity behind it. Is that something you say?
Yeah, I think that's most definitely what it is because man, we don't fake it, man. We go in and
Mm-hmm.
we talk the real to everybody, and they just they just see our point of view, and they really get inspired on both sides.
Yeah.
The white people, they like, well, hey, you wrote a book, you got a master's degree in engineering, you got
Yeah.
this, you work there, you created this, you got this type of crowd.
Yeah.
Then
And
my
you like,
people in
yeah,
the
I'm
hood,
on your ass.
hey, and I'm like, that's what we doing. And then the people in the hood, they like, dang, bro, you did this, you did that, and it's like,
And it's all motivation for them.
exactly. And
Yeah.
so that's pretty much what it is, man. It's just that it's just like being I think it's just another thing is just being a different kind of hustler, man. They see that to be in both, a lot of people watch Power, man, and they see the type of stuff that Ghost do,
Yeah.
and they like, dang, how he kind of do that, but not
It's
saying,
real.
not saying in that sense like I'm out here killing people and
Or
doing that, but how Ghost can like
pushing.
fit in this room,
Yeah.
fit in that room, he can switch it. And at the dime, like he can go and do it.
You know something, honestly, what you touching on, I'm not sure that a lot of people even really just understand that. You know what I'm saying? Only somebody who, you know what I'm saying, can turn into that chameleon or something like that is very much so able to identify, you know what I'm saying?
That's real, bro.
Be able to identify that. A lot of people kind of look at that as something cool or something like it's, you know what I'm saying? It's just something that anybody can do.
Right.
But it take the trials and tribulations and the shit that you went through,
Most
whether
definitely.
it come from football or being from Broward County, you know what I'm saying? That really make you a beast like that.
Most definitely, bro. It's a lot of the things that I done seen, bro. And I know where I'm trying to go, man. And I know that I don't know, like how you just said, man, that chameleon word. And I just remember just being in elementary school and seeing how a chameleon can kind of fit in anywhere, man. Man, that's most definitely what I would describe it as, man.
And it is good to hear that too from you, brother, because I very much so take pride in being able to be in a plethora of different situations as well and be able to find my common ground or where I can stand out or where I'm going to be able to fit in. Because to me, just a lot of this life shit, being, a young black man and just in the times right now, it's just about, standing on everything you believe in, you know what I'm saying, and who you are as a person. So that's major, bro. So I'm really glad to hear about the book. How long has it been out?
Man, the book actually been out since last May.
Okay.
Been out since last May. Been doing pretty good, man. But I feel like it can do better.
Yeah.
The response that I have gotten from people, man, have been, man, out of my mind, man. God put it. I feel like God wrote the book, and so the things that people been telling me, that how it's helped them and how they can relate to it and what they learn from it, and these people. I feel like my gift is to touch those people, man, in the hood. A lot of those people and get them the word that God wants to get to them. But a lot of these people not gonna go to church, So I know that that's my gift. Not saying that I think that that's my gift. I know that that's my gift, So I go around too and I talk to kids in prisons and all of that type of stuff, just kind of just spitting them that real that they not going they pastor might be saying it, but they not finna listen to the pastor,
Yeah.
So I'm kind of serve as kind of that bridge between that side of the spiritual realm and the realness and the corporate and the people in the hood, just me being that kind of bridge gap between that can kind of relate to both sides and kind of fill in there.
Okay, that's right on, bro. That's right on. Well, yeah, y'all must definitely go get that, man. The Hood Scholar. Is it only available on Amazon, or where else can we pick that up?
So right now, man, it's strictly on Amazon. Like I said, we got some things in nature, man. We about to drop the audio book soon, and gonna have some. Like I said, I wasn't gonna say it, but man, I might as well just say it. So
let me get some.
My birthday, October 28th, man. So we gonna have the audio book done. It's going to be available on audio, Google Play Books, all of that stuff. And then we're going to have some hidden chapters coming out too, man. And we're going to be re-releasing. And, I learned a lot of stuff. I learned a lot of stuff since last May up until now, man. And a lot of things in marketing and all of that stuff. So now we're going to do it the right way. I already got another book written, working on some other projects as well. So, but I'm put that on hold because I feel like this book ain't do what it needed to do yet. So
yeah, I feel you.
That's Most definitely.
That's
You
right
heard it here
on.
first. Now you heard it here.
Yeah, I
You heard it here
appreciate
first.
that.
Now
Drop
you
that
heard.
on the race. I appreciate
Hey,
that.
you heard that here first, man. But most definitely, if y'all need any type of guidance, looking to support anything right now, like I said, it's on sale for $9.99. Amazon.com. The Hood Scholar. That's all y'all got to type in on Google, and y'all gonna see it.
Yeah, so go ahead and get that, y'all. So back to the I want to say the baby, or the, you know what I'm saying, what y'all cultivating, the melanoid exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my thoughts behind it, looking into it and going on the site and checking it all out and things like that. It's kind of a e-commerce thing, just connecting, black people up with black brands, or not just black people, but anybody who may want to be able to support the Buy Black movement, or just all of that. Like, so tell us about all that, man.
Yeah.
Y'all getting funding, y'all in Forbes, y'all present, y'all doing major things, bro.
Man, God has been good. Again, man, can't take no credit for it, and I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm gonna keep screaming that. But yeah, man, Melanoid Exchange essentially is a e-commerce platform that was made to connect entrepreneurs of color with the world. Uh, 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 you see everybody seeing the world kind of waking up right now, what people want to do with black businesses, So about a year and a half ago, when that whole Gucci incident happened, that's when the idea, when it came to my mind,
Okay.
before it got cool for, everybody, not everybody trying to make up marketplaces and things in that nature. And the reason why we kind of thriving right now is because we've been thinking like that. We didn't see it as a trend. We knew that it was something that had to happen,
Yep.
and we saw a lack of opportunity for, black entrepreneurs, brown entrepreneurs to sell their products online. They don't have the resources to be able to be on Amazon and Etsy and kind of stand out. And so that's kind of was the reason behind us creating Melanoid Exchange. And then fast forward a couple of months later, man, when the George Floyd incident happened, man, RIP to him as well.
Rest in peace. We in Houston right now,
Yeah,
man.
man.
So
Shout out
this
to
is
him.
home to him.
Shout out to him, man. But that situation kind of just shed light on the world, of all the messed up stuff that's really going on. But it kind of just was served as a blessing to us, man. And people really just started saying, well, we had already made that place for them to come and do it, and that's kind of how it took off. And it just so happened that God made it to where we were fundraising at that time. And so just kind of using that momentum, like I said, I had learned a lot about marketing, using it, something called the law of the Big Mo.
What's that?
The law.
Hip us to it.
Yeah, man. So it's a book called The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. I think it's 22 or 23, one of them. But it kind of speaks on like a couple of different rules of marketing, and one of those rules of marketing is called the law of momentum. And they call it the law of the Big Mo. And so just using certain things that you have going on and kind of correlating them all together and keeping it going, because you got to stay relevant in this time and age. And so
for sure.
I was kind of
one of my boys was on my ass about that recently with the podcast. Man, you got to keep on pushing it. You know what I'm saying? And it was. He definitely was talking, the big mo, the momentum and stuff like that, but it was more or less saying, you kind of got something here that a lot of people need to be hearing, or, something that people need to be putting their ears to. So.
Most definitely, man. That's all success is, man. Success leaves clues, man, and success is nothing but, greatness daily, times consistency. That's my little formula to success that I kind of came up with myself. Greatness daily, you just trying to be the best version of yourself daily, and then just being consistent with it, and it's going to start to blossom no matter what it is that you do. When you start looking at all the people who are successful at no matter what it is that they're doing, a lot of the stuff that they're doing is just small things. They just doing the small things right. Consistently, day in, day out. You keep doing the podcast day in, day out. Nobody was checking for Melanoid Exchange a couple months ago, but we just kept working day in and day out. And then next thing you know, they start hearing about it, and the word start passing around. And so that's most definitely what it is, man.
I dig that. So what's some of the more popular products that's, on the Melanoid Exchange, or merchants that y'all,
man, so
we
got too many right now, man. I don't want to miss out on nobody, man. We just reached about 600 merchants, man. So that's a blessing, man. So I don't want to leave nobody out, man. But most definitely.
How many did y'all start with when y'all launched?
Man, I think we probably had like 5 people. Probably like 5 people, man.
Hey man,
probably like
I'm about to start clapping.
Man,
this motherfucker.
Appreciate it, man. But we had about 5 people. When I quit my job, we had about 30 people. So
okay,
that's kind of what the difference has been, man. In about I say we hard launched on October 31st or whatever that was. So in a little bit of a little bit less than a year, we have gotten to that point, man. So
That's amazing,
if you
brother. That's
if you want to
amazing,
shop
brother.
anything, we got anything from pancakes on there to t-shirts to sea moss to whatever it is that y'all looking for. You know, y'all can find it right there on the Melanoid Exchange right now, man. And
That's
that's something what we got
and that
going
and that's
on.
what
You
it
know,
is,
that's
man.
what it
Well,
is.
so as far as some of your networking and stuff like that, how did y'all reach Forbes and how did y'all get there and kind of get to networking with all of them and just some of the other stuff y'all got going on?
Man, just investing in ourselves, man. My sister actually told me about the Forbes event, and we was actually able to secure a booth there, man. Filled out. They had like I guess some whatever they just wanted to check and kind of do their due diligence, and they had a couple of spots open for kind of just being a vendor there, you know. And
Okay.
so that's kind of what we kind of filled out, and they selected us, you know.
Yup.
Glory to God again, man, just for that opportunity, man. That opportunity really it didn't pay off until a couple of months later. Now years later, it's still paying off. But the relationships
For
that
sure.
I met Melissa there, and so that's
Yep.
if I would have never went there,
You,
I would never
you
been on
would
this
be on here.
podcast.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. I would have never had the fundraising round. We would have never did a lot of things that happened if we wouldn't have went to Forbes and we hadn't invested in ourselves. After we got accepted, they was like, well, y'all got to pay 1,400. You know, to come, and I'm like, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm working at the time, you know, I got all of this stuff going on, you know, I'm like, they had just hit me with child support. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
and I had really had to make up I sacrificed something, and I was like, man, uh, it's so crazy. Another little funny story, man. I wasn't gonna pay for it. I wasn't gonna pay for it, man, but I didn't have the money, to be honest, man. They
I
had
hear you.
just hit me with like $1,200 child support, and I was like, damn, I had to pay my rent, all of that stuff, man. And so I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna pay for it. I wanted to go and I lost my wallet. And I thought that was the worst thing that could have happened, you know?
Yeah.
But me losing my wallet, I was able to save that money. I couldn't touch the money, man. And so
Yeah.
I wasn't able to touch the money. And then when I got my wallet back, man, I'm like, that's just a sign from God. And
That I need to go ahead and do it.
I paid for it, man, and the rest is history. The rest
That's
is history,
awesome,
man. We
man.
sitting here today. I guarantee you, man, we sitting here today because of that blessing right there, man. Us going to that Forbes event was most definitely life changing for us and for us in our business, man. It's just putting us out on the map, and now we, you know, it's gonna be it's gonna be. I was able to get in different groups, man, and just network with all types of people, man, that I most definitely wouldn't have been able to kind of connect with, man. But that Forbes 30 under 30 event, man, was most definitely a blessing, and I'm so
Shout
glad
out
that
to
I
that,
went there,
man.
man.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to that. That's beautiful, man. It's man, just hearing your whole story, man. That's crazy, dog. I know the books is going up.
Man,
I know the Hood Scholar is going up, man.
it's most definitely a blessing, bro. When I tell you, man, it's crazy, man, because I know you was just telling me before we kind of got on here, we got, you know, a similar story, man, and just all the stuff that we seen, man, it's like it got to go in the book, man, because our testimonies is something that's the only thing that you're gonna read. You know, a
Yeah,
lot of the adversity, like how we was talking about, man,
real talk.
that's the same type of stuff a lot of people went through in the Bible. You know, the Bible is nothing but just testimonies.
Yup.
That's all that is. It's just everybody telling a version of the gospel, you know, and how God helped them and things that they
How it
seen, you
went
know.
down.
You get what I'm saying? So that's all I did, man. I just told my version of what it went down to that
Yeah.
point, you know. And so you got a story, you know, Eb, you know, we all got
Bro, you
stories. And so
sound real like codified or that you have you know what I'm saying? You can feel it in the air or you know when to make certain moves and things like that. Would you say that's something kind of that's been bred in you since a child or cuz bro, it kind of man, Melissa said we would have a good talk, but bro,
most
I
definitely.
hearing you talk like it's just certain shit where it's like, damn, this some shit I be telling myself when I get up in the morning.
Man,
You know what I mean?
it just flow, bro. I
Yeah.
can't take no credit for it, man. It just flow, bro. And like I said, man, I pray every night, bro. I honestly, man, I really don't be. I'm not gonna say that I don't be knowing what I'm doing because I read a lot. You know, I
I
pray
do.
a lot. I read a lot. You know, I look at video. I you know, I educate myself. You know, I'm
That's
self.
all I was about to say, a
Got
sponge, huh?
got yeah, I'm a sponge, man. I sit up. You know, I'm listening to podcasts, listening to audio books, man. You go through my
Mm-hmm.
phone, you find so many audio books, but just I pray on the moves and I read on them before I make them, you know, and I put it, I leave it in His hands, man, and you know, it always add up. just to say the least, man. It always add up, man. Every play, end up leading into the next play. And so I'm just like right now, man, I'm just sitting in the passenger seat, man. And, I got it's like we playing spades, me and God playing spades. And, he set up the hand and I'm smacking him across the head and I'm going to finish the deal. That's honestly what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I hear it, bro. I hear it. So, funding wise, I know that you guys have been working real hard with that. Like, are you guys meeting with investors or how's that going? Y'all also got something really fucking dope going on as far as like how y'all got people investing in y'all and y'all got your own shares and things out there. So, I mean,
yeah, so most definitely what we did was that me and my wife, we opened up, we wanted to give everybody else the opportunity to invest in us. And so it's something called angel investing. And it's something that a lot of black people should kind of take heed of, It's a lot of different websites out there that lets you angel invest with low amounts of money. And so a lot of people like the stock market and they be thinking that the stock market is where people make their money at and all of that stuff.
It's just some fancy most of the time.
That's all it is. But when you really start looking at it, a lot of the investors who really made their money, they made them before the companies went public. And so that's kind of what we opened up, which was private stock. And so we talking about something where it's people who it's a man famous called Jason Calacanis. He most famous for putting in $25,000 in Uber, and I think he made
what
about
that double back to
$100 million, man. So that's kind of the opportunity that we wanted to give the general population. That okay, you might not have 25,000, but we put the minimum at $100, and we allow everybody else to invest, in us at this early stage. So when we get down the road to where we IPO. Which is go public, or if we get acquired, or whatever it is, what God may have in our future, everybody eats with us. And so that's kind of what we wanted to do with us opening up that private stock. And so now we're in a couple of accelerators right now. We're in an accelerator called Div Inc. We're in an accelerator called G Beta. And what accelerators is just kind of position your company to kind of take off. And so we learning a lot, man. And most definitely it's coming. It's coming. Everything kind of that ground foundation kind of getting set. And we doing a lot of learning, man. More than anything, we doing a lot of learning and getting ready for those big stage investors because we getting ready for the people to drop 500,000 and things of that nature. We was blessed to raise that 160,000, and that kind of got the ball rolling. So that's most definitely what's going on.
That's what's up, man. Well, shit, enough about the businesses, man. What's up with you and family life and wife and kids and all that goodness?
Man, we most definitely family. I can
and your faith too, man.
Yeah, man. Faith.
This
going,
whole episode.
Faith going good, man. That's most definitely what we set as our rock. Me and my wife, man. We most definitely we stand on that and we give him all the glory for any and everything that we do. First off, and so I got like we talked about my daughter, man. My daughter, she doing good. She growing. She beautiful. She she just living, and that's a blessing in itself, So just kind of me and my wife, we scheduled our wedding for Juneteenth 2021. So
okay,
that's exciting. We just praying for that, praying for bigger things, praying for a move in that too, man. So we just continuing to just work hard, man, and he doing it for us, and so just me, man. I'm just trying to stay motivated, man. Stay in line.
I hear it in your voice,
I want every blessing. There's something that I say, man. I want every blessing that God got for me. Nothing more, nothing less. So I'm trying to max out on what it is that I'm doing right now, that I can get there. I don't want to mess up what He got for me. So a lot of that stuff, a lot of that controversy that we was talking about early in the episode, is things that I made happen, regardless of the situation,
It all seemed like a lot of the things you were saying too, which I didn't experience it in my life, is like stuff to really test and see if you really want it, like how you want it.
Most definitely.
Because we all got plenty of friends who, you know what I'm saying, if they had hit any of them walls, you know what I mean, that was it. It was a wrap, you know what I mean? So.
You know it, man. That's what we got going, man. I just want to stay in line, man, and stay faithful, stay true, man, and build this $1 billion business, man. Because
you on the way, bro.
I feel it, man. I feel it, man. I just want to stay in line, man. Like I said, stay I keep out thinking my environment. Like I was telling you, man, we talked about earlier about how what the problems that's going on in our environment. Just
Outthinking them, huh?
we gotta outthink it. That's the name of my second book, man. Outthink your environment, because
Bruh, that's
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 what
a hell
that's
of a
that's
that's a
what we
hell of
have
a
to do,
wordplay.
man. I gotta go down to Florida, man, on a Thursday, because my big cousin, who I just was with, man, 2 weeks ago, got shot in the head 4 times, man, and
Yeah.
and it's evident that he made some mistakes, but his mistakes wasn't no bigger than my mistakes. We
Mhm.
all did our things, but the thing is, we have to outthink our environment. We already fighting our own battles outside the community,
Yeah.
so we got to make sure that we play our community the right way, man, and that we use it for our advantage, man, and we can't allow it to kind of put handcuffs on us, on ourselves,
Yeah.
man. So we got to outthink our environment, and that's just what I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to continue to grow, continue to learn, continue to keep my faith in God, man, and outthink my environment.
I feel you, man. So, bro, like living here or living in Florida and then living here in Texas, here in Houston, Texas, them is two both areas you kind of talking about are predominantly or have a big influence of black people, right?
Yeah,
How does it feel to kind of be doing your thing and from Florida to here in Houston?
man, I honestly
I know they're
love.
different, but
They different, man, but at the same time, they kind of the same, man. And it kind of give me the same vibe. So I love Houston, man. I only been here a couple years, but I think that this is a spot for me, man. I couldn't think of a better place to where we could be for what it is that we doing now. I never
yeah,
knew when I moved here. I never knew that when we came, they like, oh, well, Houston, the most diverse city in the United States, and
states,
I'm just like,
yeah,
dang, I didn't know that. And for what we
yeah.
building, man, it's just a perfect time. And when I was living in Florida, all the stuff that I learned from out there, man, it's kind of most definitely coming into play, because it's some of the same things going on in Houston, man. So I think my environment out here too, because
Yeah.
I'm still tied to it. Like I said, man, we are products of our environment, but most definitely just using all of that stuff, man, to really be the best version of myself, man. I,
Be
I
the
love
best
it. I,
version of self and
I
manifest them dreams,
Man,
huh?
I love it out here though, man. I couldn't have picked a better place, man, to settle down, and have my family, man. This is most definitely the place to be for what it is that we doing right now for this stage in our life.
Yeah, I hear it, bro. I hear it. That's what's up. Well, man, we kind of running up on our time. Anything else you
Man,
wanna leave us with, man?
man,
It's been a blessing to have you here, bro.
man, it's been a blessing to get on here, man, and talk, man. This has been my first time kind of just spraying everything out for God. This is my first interview that I had in a couple of months, man. So
Yeah,
I most definitely appreciate you, man. You say you caught a plane down here, man. So
yeah,
man,
to come get with you,
I'm
man.
most definitely, man. I am honored, bro. I'm honored, bro. I say it, bro, and I'm kind of, lackadaisical, bro. But I really, man, appreciate the opportunity, bro. And next time it's gonna be me scratching your back, bro.
I
Believe
appreciate it.
that, bro.
Yeah,
Believe that, bro. And I said it, bro. So I don't speak on things that I don't mean, bro. So man, I truly appreciate it, man. And
yeah.
I'm gonna be praying for you, bro. Praying for your success, bro. Praying for your podcast, bro, and that you get everything that you deserve, man.
I
Nothing more,
show
nothing
him.
less,
I
bro.
show him.
Nothing more, nothing less, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but that's it, man. Y'all could go and y'all go grab the Melanoid Exchange app,
Yeah, where can we find you in different venues and stuff like that? Instagram, the
Yeah, man.
Facebook, or wherever. Where can we
So
tap in?
y'all can follow.
Amazon.
Yeah, y'all can follow Melanoid Exchange on Instagram at Melanoid Exchange, MELANOIDEXCHANGE. Same thing on Facebook. Shop download ME on Twitter. Y'all can go and buy the Hood Scholar. The Hood Scholar, just type it in on Google, type it in on Amazon. Y'all can find it in both places. We got a lot of stuff coming, man. So y'all just follow our Instagram, man. We got a lot of things coming, man. Me and my wife are working hard. We're working hard in the background, and we got a lot of things coming, man. That we gonna be helping out the community, man. So we most definitely. I just want y'all to do that, man. Everybody, make sure that we go and vote, and just do the right thing, just continue to grind, man, and stay on our hustle, man, and stay patient, man. That's what I really would encourage everybody listening to do, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate the opportunity once again, man.
Almost definitely, man. It wasn't no thing. It's very much so my pleasure, man. Yeah, if y'all listen to this, man, you know what I mean. I bring plenty of great guests on here, but if y'all listening, y'all was able to tap in all the way through. Make sure y'all at least go So tap in with my boy's Instagram page or something, buy a book, do something, because this man, you know what I'm saying, y'all gonna be reading about him,
Hey,
and this shit gonna be a lot more expensive than what it is right now. So go ahead and
that's
set
saying what I've been saying, man. Don't wait till we hit the Forbes list. Do not wait, because the price is gonna go up.
It
You know,
is gonna
and
go up.
it's nothing personal, you know, because I love y'all. But hey, tap in now, man.
That's right on. Well, hey man, been a pleasure, bro. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show. We gonna go ahead and top out now.
It's love, bro.
Hey, y'all stay up, man. This is the race.
1K. Good, bro. That was lit, man.
Yeah, that went quick too.
I tell you, we can flow, bro.
That went quick.
You feel like we